Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raw Chocolate Hour with the Master Chocolatier, presented by Plant Powered People of Arizona. Now, this is going to be a virtual event, and we will be offering virtual tasting. I don't know how your taste buds are acclimated to virtual tasting, but the flavor doesn't really come through. Philip is going to be actually doing this demonstration at pomegranates, right?
But we'll see.
We'll see because of what's going on. Can we say it? The scamdemic that's going on. I mean the things that we're seeing going on right now. But if we lived in a normal time, they plan to have this as an actual demonstration, and you would get samples. And so this actually is. Got a dog down here that doesn't like my line. Huh? Did I ever offend you anywhere? Okay. Anyway, this is actually a test run for anybody that watches this, and I've actually tasted Philip's creations, and they are divine. This is like commercial chocolate's raw; it doesn't melt, and he's going to show you how that's done. So there is kind of an art science type of thing. So take it away, Philip.
Whoa.
Welcome.
Oh.
Oh, show me a spoon.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
Can you see it? Tom, tell me.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, great. Okay.
Chocolate makes everything. In this time, this is what we need. We need chocolate.
Yes, more chocolate.
Daily. So chocolate. So we're gonna make raw chocolate. Chocolate. The source of chocolate is the cacao bean, and the cacao bean comes from a cacao fruit. So the bean is first kind of they take the shell off the bean. They remove the bean from the fruits, and they throw it onto banana leaves and they ferment it. And then we get into these nibs. So these nibs, can you see those nibs there?
Yes, good shot.
These nibs are basically the bean broken down. So
yeah, good colors too.
So what we're going to do, we're not going to use the beans, but we're going to throw some beans in there to add a little bit of crunch, but we're not going to use those in making the chocolate. So what we are going to use is cacao butter. Here, smell this.
Oh, get your virtual smelling buds on there.
So a lot of people know this as cocoa butter, which is found in cosmetic products that people put on their skin, but you'll see it in your chocolate product. But we're calling this cacao butter. So, which is a traditional name because cacao, it comes from Theobroma cacao, also known as food of the gods. So, yeah.
And this is raw. All the ingredients are raw.
Yeah, I mean they're processed at low temperatures. So basically what they do is they take these nibs or the whole beans and they press them to take this oil out or to take this cacao butter out. At room temperature, this is hot. So it's hot. Above 90 degrees, it melts. It turns into an oil consistency, which is what we're going to do to make the cacao chocolate. Then once they press the oil out of it, they're left with a cake material. And that's what we have is cocoa powder or cacao powder. So that's this. You see that okay? Give that a smell. It smells good.
Yes, it smells like chocolate.
And you can use this in hot chocolate. I have an amazing hot chocolate recipe, but I'm not going to share that with you today. So, because I'm sneaky.
That's for another course.
Yeah. To sweeten this, I'm going to use coconut sugar. So this is from the coconut palm fruit. And you can see that there. It's available in most health food stores as coconut sugar.
Is it powdered?
It comes kind of powder, but I'm going to grind it because I don't like the consistency. I want it to be smoother, so I'm going to grind it.
And Philip's chocolates are very smooth.
Smoothness is key.
Ooh, yes.
For a good chocolate.
Somehow it enhances the flavor.
So, and then I like to add a couple of extra things. So that you can make a good base chocolate. That would be great. But then it'd be kind of boring. So it's just like we want it to be spruced up a little bit. So we have an ingredient called lucuma. This smells really good. It smells kind of malty, creamy.
Yes.
Sort of. We've got a big audience here.
Almost like sawdust. No, I'm sorry.
So this will add a
Wrong. That
sweetness.
was wrong, ladies and gentlemen.
So lucuma is a fruit from Peru, and this adds a really nice sweetness to the chocolate. It's almost like, because we're not using milk, we're not using dairy, so this adds a little bit of like milkiness, creaminess to the chocolate. So
Do they eat the lucuma fruit? Is it something you eat off the tree?
Yeah, you would eat off the tree, but we get it as a powder here in the West, where we get everything served on a silver platter. You just go to the store and we buy it.
Yeah, just magically appears.
Just appears on the shelf.
Out of the ether.
So then I got another magical ingredient here. This is chaga powder, CHAGA. Kind of the rage in the health food movement.
Don't smoke this, ladies and gentlemen.
No, probably not a good idea. But traditionally, chaga
probably not a good idea.
Chaga is a mushroom.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
But this is not a magic mushroom.
Well, it is magical. It grows on birch trees in the north. It's got a lot of great medicinal properties.
But you won't float like 2 inches off the ground when you
consume this. Maybe. No, probably not. You'll feel great when you eat it.
So what does it do for the chocolate, Philip?
It's actually got a little bit of slight bitterness to it, so it kind of goes well with cacao powder. So it's actually a good coffee substitute. If you do coffee, you can actually do more chaga and less coffee, and it's a good way to do that. But it's really medicinal, great for the immune system. In these times, we all need immune boosting things.
Now, where did you get this? Can you get it at a health food store?
Well, the company I work with, we sell this bulk. We sell this is Excelsior Alchemy. And we source this material and we test it and bottle it here in Tempe or bag it.
Well, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. We actually had a tour of Philip's factory here just a month and a half ago, and it's quite interesting the steps that they go through. And so, this is a little commercial from Excelsior Academy. Yes, Health Force Superfoods.
That's the other one. The other company. So
okay.
Anyway, so that's chaga powder. Then we're gonna add some vanilla. So this is ground vanilla bean.
I can smell that.
Smells
and that's
so
like, what did you say that's per pound?
This stuff's really expensive, so it's not the easiest thing to get. I happen to have some.
We're not going to worry you.
This wholesale is about $600 a kilo, so it's really expensive.
Oh, my.
However, if you can't get that, which not everyone can, you can get some sort of vanilla extract. That's
not vanilla extract.
Well, it's
vanilla essence.
Vanilla essence. Vanilla essence, vanilla extract.
Yeah.
This is a very, very highly concentrated.
Is that alcohol where they drive by some vanilla beans?
I think this one has vegetable glycerin, right? So I don't think there's any alcohol in here.
It's really good.
So this is medicinal flower vanilla. It's really nice. All right. So let's grind up this cacao butter. Are people still with us? Did we all leave? Are you still here? It's going to be noisy, but I wanted you to show you the process. So you can't really take this and melt it because the chunks are too big. So often it comes with these really big chunks, as you see. So I want to grind it into a fine kind of crumble so that it will melt. So it's going to be nice.
Do you have problems sleeping at night, ladies and gentlemen? Well, what I would suggest is that you turn your food processor off. It'll be a lot quieter.
This is probably not kosher food. All right. So it really brings out the smell there. It smells great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gosh, it smells like chocolate.
So this smells like the beach.
This is
cocoa butter.
Yeah.
Nothing finer than sunny beaches.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, oh, am I still on screen here?
Yeah, you're still on
So I've
screen.
got a double boiler going here.
So you
Are you measuring anything?
Yeah, this is all pre-measured. So this
Okay.
is, we'll put the recipe up at the end or something. This is 250 grams of cacao butter. So
Okay.
I have a little scale.
Okay.
So I weighed it.
And so how what temperature are you going to rise this to?
I'm going to keep it below 115.
Okay.
Technically still raw, finger hot.
So this just take a minute here. Well, you another commercial break here.
Well, so you heat it up. So I guess this is just the first step of many steps, right?
Right.
In the process, because you have to do something to what's the process called as you.
So we're going to learn about a tempering process. So if you just take the cacao butter, the powder, and you mix it together, and you throw it in the fridge or the freezer, your chocolate will be melted. It will melt really fast. So what you have to do, traditional chocolate making, they do a process called tempering, which is basically just bringing the temperature down slowly. And there are many different techniques to that. Some people do it multiple times. I just do it once. I just bring it slowly down. So I bring it from whatever I've got it up to 110, and I bring it down to below 90 degrees. So I bring it down slowly. And that allows the molecules to crystallize in a certain way that is able to stay more stable at room temperature.
So you need a good thermometer to be able to
correct.
measure this. Yeah.
And I got this nice electronic thermometer here.
Yeah, good job.
All right, so while we're waiting for that to melt, it shouldn't take too long. Got the little stove turned on. Is it on? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we are going to take this coconut sugar and we're going to grind it.
How much coconut sugar have you
I
got?
got 125 grams of coconut sugar. So that's a quarter of the recipe there. Little NutriBullet, little grind.
And this is the milling blade, I would assume, that you're using here?
I think we've only got one blade with all.
Okay, no, okay,
Yeah.
so.
So let's put this down here. I like to sift this. So handy drawer here. Because I want it to be, I don't want any like chunks in there. So it's gonna put through a little sifting. Whoa! It's everywhere.
Okay, but you told me you wanted to be not known as shiftless. Oh, it's syphilis, I guess. Yeah.
That was a little close to a different word.
Yeah, I gotta watch my syllables there.
So
This has not been rehearsed. If you figure this out, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope you're enjoying it because it is the rehearsal.
So what I got here, I'm not gonna put in. So this is kind of like these kind of crystals that just didn't grind down.
So we get to eat the mistakes.
We can
right?
eat those, yeah. So, not about a mistake, but it's just I don't want to use
The
that.
extras, okay.
Yeah.
But because you want
I want it fine.
Show
you
them
want it
the
fine,
fineness.
you want it very smooth, and his chocolates are very smooth.
So
yeah.
super fine,
Yeah.
fine
Yeah.
powder.
Okay.
A lot of chocolatiers don't use coconut sugar because they think it's too gritty. And
Really?
they use a liquid sweetener. But Philip likes the coconut sugar, so that's how he does it.
Check the temperature here. It's still following.
You can leave that on if you want.
Well, I've never left it on before, so it's kind of confusing. So it's starting to melt. We got it about 91 degrees so far. Do you think I could use that as a spatula?
Huh?
I think so because the needle is exposed
Yeah.
in the spatula.
Yeah.
So it's going to get the
Just-
temperature
yeah.
right there.
You just can't touch the bottom. You really don't want to anyway, huh?
Well, that keeps you. That prevents you from touching the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go have a look at this. Bring this over. You see that there?
Oh yeah. Okay. So it is.
And we see the temperature. It's at 93 right now.
Okay.
And it's mostly melted. And I don't even, I just want to get it all melted. So that's what I tend to do. So you don't need to like boil away. Once it comes to boil, most of the time you can just turn it off. But it depends where you are. We're here in Arizona and it's already hot. So,
Yeah.
and our AC stopped working, so it's super hot in here.
But it's a dry heat, ladies and gentlemen.
Doesn't count, right?
Come to Arizona, you'll love it.
So just you got a few little left chunks in there.
Well, do you have to bring it up to 110 or?
No, not necessarily, and that's the thing. I just want to make sure it's all melted. So.
But you don't want to go too hot, though.
No, I've learned that, like, I've done it at where I've only brought it up to 105 and it still works. And the reason I like that is because the tempering will take less time. So if you're in a really hot environment, the tempering probably will take a long time to bring down to temperature.
Is it, do you have to go to a certain temperature,
Yeah,
or
we
you
need to
need
be
a
below-
delta difference?
I want to be below 90.
Below 90.
Yeah, like 89 or something.
Okay.
So it's almost pure oil, a couple of little bits left. You have any audience? Is there anybody out there?
And notice there's nothing up his sleeves.
You guys keep talking.
All right.
Well, you got to have fun when you're doing this. And of course, the ultimate fun is eating the end product.
Yes. Oh.
This is my job.
Oh, did I forget
Now,
to tell
Philip,
you
you showed us some of these ingredients, lacuna and so forth. Do you put any other things in there like blueberries or do
Absolutely. Yeah, you could. Well, I would put in like freeze dried blueberries. Or
Okay.
I put in mulberries, maca powder. I've done it with turmeric. I sometimes put salt in there. You could put almonds, raisins. Yeah, it's pretty much.
So be creative.
Yeah, you can be creative for sure. I've done it with Brazil nuts. It's really good, like a fruit and nut chocolate.
So you could do that in the process when you're pouring into your molds then. I
Yeah, so
guess.
once you can actually start, well, yeah, you could do it. I've done it that way where I've poured the chocolate in the mold and then I've just sprinkled on top. That's what we'll do today.
Okay.
When we do this. So we've got a little chunk in there. Ooh. I think we got it all. Okay. So we got this beautiful oil. You can see, totally melted. So it went from those big chunks to this beautiful oil. And look at that. We're about 101. So I'm gonna go with that because it's already so hot in here. So one piece there. Don't get stuck. I just want to make sure it's all melted.
As you can see, Philip is a perfectionist. So his finished chocolate is perfection. There's no question about it, ladies and gentlemen.
And you're not just saying that because you want to eat some at the end, right?
No, it's
Trying to get on the good
true.
side.
It's true because I've tried his
So,
chocolate.
okay, so we got it there. I'm gonna go with that because I like that it's a little bit cooler and it's all melted. So
I'm a personal fan of OPC. You know what that is? Other people's chocolates. Particularly if they make it.
Yeah.
I'm actually there's a couple of like little chunks in this cacao powder, so I'm gonna sift that as well. I'm gonna put a tablespoon of this lacuna in, just for fun. There we go.
Okay.
And I'll show you this in a minute, but I think I want to need a bigger sift. See, what happens is I like to sift the cacao powder because sometimes it's got these like little bits in, and then it doesn't mix very well, and I don't want to use. I don't want to have to put it in the blender. So.
Okay.
Which I will do if I need to. everybody still with me?
Not running away, huh?
They're not running away.
Well, and if you, of course, if you like some chewy stuff in your chocolate, why you can leave that in there, I guess.
Well, it kind of like it's dry. It would be dry.
It doesn't mix well then, or
no.
what?
So I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
You would get these like dry bubbles in the chocolate.
Oh, okay.
So some people use a blender, but I just like to just play with it. It's more fun.
I was thinking more like that. What's that chocolate had sort of Rice Krispie in it?
Nestle's Crunch.
Nestle's Crunch.
Popped quinoa.
You could, yeah.
That would be
nice.
Popped quinoa?
Yeah.
That's right. You can buy popped quinoa.
Mm-hmm.
I almost ruined my popcorn popper because it's a plastic lid, and you gotta heat it at a higher temperature, and the lid started to melt.
Oh. Oh, you have to do quinoa. You did quinoa. And
Well, I tried it, but it was not a real good disaster. It was not a good outcome. So.
Sorry about this. Hang on. I think maybe with the non-practice run, I'll probably pre-grind this. I think. So, we're doing all right.
Well, we're doing this. This is live. We're not going to edit this thing or anything. So, and it is, as we remind you, is a practice run.
Rehearsal.
It's a
dress rehearsal. I am dressed in the official one.
And you're probably not going to have anybody like us commentating on your event, rating on your parade.
No, you're making it fun.
Yeah, this is great fun.
Well, while I'm sitting there, I'm going to throw this chaga in there. Not all of it.
Chaga, okay. That's just kind of a feel thing, you know, how much you...
Same with the vanilla. Just add a little bit.
Okay.
Just coughing there. Sorry about that. Oh, look at this.
We can't.
Sorry, I know. So it's starting to come together. It's beautiful. You see that?
Yeah. It's great.
You see me there? I don't know why it bubbles like this, the cacao powder.
Oh, it might still have some oil in it.
See how it's kind of like these dry clumps?
Okay, we can't see it.
Am I too close? There you go.
Well, no.
See, I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah,
You
that you are, Philip.
There we go.
There's
We're
no
still
question.
there?
There's no question about it. Okay.
So you could use the bullet if you wanted to do it quicker. Huh?
Yeah. Maybe I need a less fine mesh, huh?
Yeah.
Do you want me to get the other one?
No, it's well, I got the
Synchro
other
mesh.
one.
Okay.
It's okay. People haven't fallen asleep yet. You can always cut this part out.
You need to tell jokes.
No, this is good.
This
In fact,
is live.
we're ready for a commercial here.
Okay.
Commercial?
Yeah.
Okay. So I step
Come
out
over
of the
here.
way?
Yeah, no. Come over here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the a commercial for the H3I vaccine. We've discovered this. It's been tested at least 4 potlucks here, our potlucks, and you'll find out what the H3I stands for. It stands for Healthy Hugs for Herd Immunity. We know there's some benefits of interacting with other people. We've been led to believe that you got to wear a mask and all this stuff, and we certainly want people to be cautious with what they do and so forth. Particularly if you're on death's door, you don't want to do healthy hugs, maybe. But that's the end of our commercial from the H3I vaccine.
I don't think you were supposed to say that.
we could get censored here. Oh, no.
Oh Oh, you set the dogs off.
Where's the dog? Who let the dogs in?
Who let the dogs out? Woof, woof.
Okay, did you get that? Did you
I'm
get that
still
dilemma
going.
solved with the? Do the dogs like chocolate, or they don't get chocolate?
Well, dogs are not supposed to eat chocolate.
Okay, because it messes with their system, I guess.
Well, they can't detox the theobromine very well. So.
Oh my gosh, theobromine.
Yeah.
What does that do? Does it?
That's a stimulant. It's a stimulant that's much milder than caffeine. There's a little bit of caffeine in chocolate, but mostly it's a theobromine.
Oh, okay.
Stimulant. So. As in theobroma cacao, food of the gods. Apparently.
Well, this may be more than you folks want to know, but it's always helpful information in case you're on a game show like like what's the game show?
Raw Jeopardy.
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy Raw.
Jeopardy Raw.
My thermometer's not turning on. Well, we'll just, okay. There it goes.
Okay.
It just was like, I'm sleeping.
You got everything in there now?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long do you have to stir it then?
So I'm at 91. So I'm going to bring it down. And actually there's a way just to bring it to temperature a little faster. So what I got is, I got a bowl that I kept in the refrigerator. I put a towel over it so it kept dry. What's really important is in the freezer. So what's really important is you make sure that's dry, because you don't want any moisture in your chocolate. So this will just help speed the cooling process. Oh my! So the traditional method to do the tempering is actually they do this on a granite slab.
Turn a little more towards.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, this smells incredible. It's gonna get a little bit higher.
So is it my job to clean the pot then? Or
Well,
the pot?
somebody will need to clean the pot.
Somebody will have to do that dirty job.
All right.
Okay.
Put that over there and see where we're at. I think we're probably almost at temperature.
What are you taking it down to?
Like it's at 90 right now, but I want to bring it a little bit cooler.
Like 85.
Yeah, like 85. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing it up the sides of the bowl, and it's kind of like taking the, it's kind of getting that coolness,
Yeah.
and then I'll scrape it down the bowl. And just look how beautiful. I just want to jump in. But then they would call me Augustus. So
Augustus.
Augustus Gloop, Augustus Gloop, the great big greedy nincompoop.
Okay.
You didn't know that song?
No, I'm sorry.
It's Willy Wonka. That's the famous Roald
Okay,
Dahl.
so we've got the new Philip Wonka.
Billy Wonka.
Billy Wonka and his raw chocolate factory.
So I think we're actually pretty much there with the temperature.
All right.
And look how beautiful that is. This is gorgeous.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Super smooth.
Smooth.
Oh,
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Wow.
Get your virtual whip there, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, yes.
It just smells divine. Wow.
Okay.
So that's about cold enough. And then I got some silicone molds. I would recommend for anyone new to use silicone molds. There's these acrylic molds, but they're a little trickier to work with. So I'm an amateur, so I use the silicone molds. Even though he calls me an expert, but I'm just an amateur.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you really need to understand the definition of an expert. And I can verify this as a fact, but you need to break it into its component. An X is an unknown factor or a drip under pressure. and a spurt is a drip under pressure. I got that wrong. X is an unknown factor or a has been, and a spurt is a drip under pressure. So that's the kind of expert I am.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
But he does know how to make chocolates, ladies and gentlemen. We're no fooling
So
here.
I'm just gonna
No fooling.
I got these chocolate bar molds. I'm just gonna pour these in.
Now, do you have to refrigerate these afterwards?
Yeah. So once we got it down to temperature, then we can refrigerate them.
But once they're refrigerated,
Once they're set, then you can just take them out of the refrigerator.
and they don't, so they melt in your mouth, not in your hands.
Yeah, unless it's super hot. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you're in Arizona and you leave it in your car, then it's gonna melt.
Yeah, where it gets 150 or more in the, yeah. You wouldn't leave your dog in the car. Why would you leave your chocolates in the car?
Well, what I do with my chocolate, if I have a chocolate bar, I will stick it in the air conditioning vents to keep it cool.
The car.
Of the car. It's a done thing, you know, if you're a chocolate addict.
Particularly
A
if you
chocolate
shut
bar.
your engine off and the air conditioning is going and you still got it in the vent.
Oh my. All right.
Okay.
So then I'm going to take some nibs.
Oh, sprinkle on
Just
top a
gonna
little
sprinkle
bit.
some nibs in there because it always tastes nice.
Do you do them the other way where you put stuff on the bottom and then pour it
Yeah.
on top? I mean,
I've done that. I like to see the nibs, so I like them on.
well, have you also tried where you do layers, where you put something, the chocolate down and then a layer of something and then,
Chocolate.
I haven't done
You
that
did
yet.
peanut butter.
I did do an almond butter cup.
Almond butter.
okay, where you put some almond butter in between?
So yeah, I did the base and then I put almond butter in the middle and then I filled it with chocolate. So let's see what else I can add in here. Yeah. And put some pecans in there. I'll show you this in a second. And then a few cashews. I don't have any dried fruit, I don't think.
Yeah, so you can let your imagination go wild here.
So I'm gonna show you that there. So it's probably gonna we'll probably got the cutoff. It's gonna be able to take about 10 minutes in the fridge. So
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in the freezer this time.
Okay. So,
And like I said, just a reminder, the tempering process is really important. If I put it straight in the fridge, then it would be melty chocolate. So
but I've heard where you have to do this 3 times. So you
tempering up and down, I just do once.
well, I can
Because I've
attest.
experimented, I did it a
Yeah.
couple of times, and I did it this way, and it worked just as well. So I'm like, I don't need to waste my time doing that.
Yeah.
It works.
We need to get the chocolate now.
I want chocolate. I don't want to. I need to eat it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of deterred me when I think, oh my gosh, I got to go through this routine 3 times.
You see, it was pretty easy. It's pretty easy routine.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there you go. I mean, I can't really offer you a taste. I know I promised a taste, but
you've got to come to the real event, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, actually, when this happens. So
Yeah.
thanks for
Thanks
doing
for
this,
watching.
Philip. We
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
and thanks for tuning in. Get your healthy hugs.
Okay.